Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'd like to tell you right off the bat, if you would, please like and subscribe this if you like what you see, that is. And it really would help the channel, really trying to grow the channel, so I appreciate that on the front side. Hey, I wanted to talk to you about a frustration that I've had with the e-ink devices. So I have a lot of e-ink devices. I'm somewhat addicted. I think if you've watched one of my other videos, you've seen that. I have the Remarkable Paper Pro. I've got the Boox Note Max, the Boox Note Air 4C, Kindle Scribe, Remarkable 2, and then non-e-ink, I've got the iPad Pro as well. So one of the things that I like to do is swap between the devices a lot, because, I like to make use of them and try out the different features and compare them and so on and so forth. But I'm really tied to extra large hyperlinked PDF files that I've created for work and for journaling. And let me explain that for just a minute. So for work, I take a ton of notes. And when I say a ton of notes, it's pages and pages and pages every single day on different topics. So it's different meetings that I attend. So I need a way to organize those notes. I hate putting individual notes into folders and having to go back and find them. So I've created this 5,000 plus page PDF file that has 30 different subjects. Within each subject, it's got 52 sub placeholders for 52 different notes, and I chose that number because there's 52 weeks in a year. So if I have a weekly meeting, I can have one note per meeting for that one subject out of the 30. And then for each note, I've allocated 3 pages. Of course, you can add pages by duplicating or whatever. So I also have calendars in there. I've got to-do list. I've got a work journal built into that. So like I said, it's over 5,000 pages. So the ability for a device to be able to handle that easily is absolutely essential to how I use the device. And I've been comparing all of these devices, actually, including the iPad, to see which one handles those files the best. And there's 3 things that I found that differentiate the devices, and one of them is an absolute deal killer for me. And I'll tell you why and which one works the best. But they have to load pretty quickly. They're similar. When you first import the file, one device is much faster than the others at importing the file, and that's the Remarkable Paper Pro. It is almost instant. It just takes time to sync, which is only a few seconds, and then it's ready to use. And I'm sorry, I've got a cold, so excuse the nasally language or the nasally sound that I've got. On the Boox devices, to initially load those or initially import into the Notes app is 45 seconds to a minute, I guess you'd say, to do that. But once you get that, once you get it imported, it's relatively quick to launch on subsequent attempts. To close the file, the Remarkable Paper Pro is absolutely the fastest. You hit the little X to close it, and it pretty much shuts it down right away. On the Boox devices, it takes just a minute for it to save the file. I say just a minute, it's probably 20 seconds, 25 seconds to save the file because it's so large. So a little bit of difference there, not deal killers. I mean, any of that's workable. I could deal with any of it because I like the devices. Here's the thing that is a deal killer for me, and really it makes one of the e-ink devices rise to the top over the other ones hands down, and that is the fact that when you're dealing with a 5,000 plus page document, you got to think about the future, because I need to access these notes long after that notebook is full and I've archived it and begun to use a fresh copy of another one. So when I export that file, or if I want to move it to a different device to be able to use it, it's critical that 2 things go with that file. It's got to keep the annotations or the handwriting, and it's got to keep the hyperlinks. And the only device that does that with no hoops to jump through whatsoever is the Remarkable. And in my case, specifically the Remarkable Paper Pro, but the Remarkable 2 works the same way. So I don't have to do any specific settings. I don't have to use any third-party apps. When I export it from the Remarkable, it'll work anywhere else, links intact, annotations intact. And that from my experience, the Remarkable Paper Pro is the only e-ink device that does that. Now, I don't have a Supernote. I'd love to hear from folks that have a Supernote to find out, can you export from a Supernote and maintain your links and maintain your annotations as well? Love to hear from you on that. On the Boox devices, when I export from the Notes app, I have to export as a bitmap format in order to maintain the annotations. And I can't find any way possible from the Notes app to be able to export the file and keep the hyperlinks. It always strips away the hyperlinks, which makes the file unusable on any other device. So if I were to choose to use the Boox as my only device for these large PDF files, then I am stuck with Boox. I am committed to Boox, and I can't use that on any other device because I couldn't export it and keep all my notes and use it anywhere else because I can't navigate between the notes easily. So that makes it to where the Remarkable Paper Pro is the only device that works for these extra large hyperlinked PDF files. The iPad will work using GoodNote 6, but you have to jump through some hoops to be able to do that. So I subscribe to an app called PDF Expert, and PDF Expert, so I can export from GoodNotes, I can send it to PDF Expert, and for some reason, if I skip that step, it won't keep the hyperlinks, or sometimes it won't keep the annotations either. But if I send it to PDF Expert and then export it from PDF Expert as a flattened PDF file to Remarkable, I'm good to go. I can, so that means that I can swap between the Remarkable and the iPad at will. The only downside is that all of my handwriting is no longer editable, and I can live with that. Once I make a note, it's written in stone, so to speak, anyway, so that really doesn't make any difference. But I need the hyperlinks. So with that being said, the only ink device that'll work for me is a Remarkable Paper Pro. And I still keep the Boox. I still like to swap between them. Don't get me wrong. I love the Boox devices. I love playing with them. I love, I love doing individual notes on them. But it just won't work in my particular use case. Love to hear your thoughts. If somebody can, say that I'm wrong about that and show me the method or the steps to be able to export from Boox and maintain annotations and hyperlinks, I would love you to death to show me that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was enlightening if you have the same use case that I do, where you need to maintain that stuff. Hopefully this was useful to you. And if it was, like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.